U.S. President Barack Obama is investing more in the Middle East peace process, meeting with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, and he is scheduled to meet with Palestinian President Mahmoud Abbas. While the White House is investing more in the negotiations, analysts here in Washington are skeptical anything will come of the talks. Speaking to the American-Israeli Public Affairs Committee during his recent trip to Washington, the Israeli leader said he was ready to make a deal.
I'm prepared to make a historic peace with our Palestinian neighbors, a peace that would end a century of conflict and bloodshed.
Aaron David Miller, a former peace process negotiator for the United States and advisor to secretaries of state for more than 2 decades, is pessimistic about the current conditions.
There is no conflict-ending agreement available right now to Israelis and Palestinians.
Miller's pessimism is broadly reflective of the mood in Washington, but that has not deterred the U.S. Secretary of State, John Kerry, from devoting a huge amount of time and effort to reaching a deal.
But what it's going to require to close this conflict down, the Israeli-Palestinian conflict, border security, Jerusalem, recognition of Israel as the nation state of the Jewish people, finality of claims, and security, what it's going to take to close those 6 issues down is a degree of will we haven't seen and a degree of skill.
Ahead of his trip to Washington, Palestinian President Mahmoud Abbas has said he will not accept Prime Minister Netanyahu's insistence on recognition of Israel as a Jewish state. Former peace negotiator and special advisor for the Israeli government, Daniel Levy, says the issue is not going to be resolved.
This Jewish state issue is being raised to the level of poking the Palestinians in the eye with it, in a way that is intentionally making it increasingly impossible for Abbas to accept, even if there was an ability to do that in some way at some stage.
With time running short before the self-imposed April deadline, some suggest it is time to openly acknowledge that the conditions are not right for an imminent breakthrough.
Look at this as a 3-year plan, not a 3-week plan or a 6-week plan through to the end of April. And don't get the framework agreement wrong now. I would actually say better to continue the talks with no framework than with the kind of framework that is being discussed.
Those discussions will continue when Palestinian President Mahmoud Abbas arrives here in Washington for his meetings with U.S. President Barack Obama. Ahead of those talks, the Obama administration announced the Initiative for the Palestinian Economy, hoping that corporate investment and profits will help boost the local economy and peace for the region. This is Priscilla Huff for JN1 in Washington.